kind of, I guess you could say, kind of wedge these people out of our channels. They'll show up from time to time and they'll talk shit, but for the most part, they don't want the smoke. We just had, speak of the devil.
I'm just gonna jump into a little space, okay?
What's that? What's going on, Swallow? It's good to see you, man.
Who is that?
I can't Swallow FE. Swallow FE.
Okay, because you got that comment up that it doesn't show the chyrons when that's up.
Oh, sorry. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're good. It's the comments. When comments are displayed on the screen, then our names are not displayed. I don't know why they do that, but they're weird.
Yeah, g'day. Sorry, I had the YouTube in the background. I had double speak, so I had to turn the YouTube off, so I couldn't hear everything properly.
How you doing, bro? I'm good,
oh, man.
It's hot.
You know,
it's hot. Oh, yeah, bro. You're in Australia, right?
Oh, it's cooking right now. I have not got a shirt. I took my shirt off and I got all doors open. It's fucking hot.
Oh yeah, summer down there, baby.
Man, I can snow outside.
Where in Australia are you?
Melbourne.
Oh, god dang. You south Australia.
Yeah, I'm down near where I think that other guy was. You know, the one who had the like two crosses on his logo. I think he's from Melbourne too.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Yeah, man.
I'm noticing in the chat everyone's talking about the 100K Bitcoin thing too, and I'm kicking for that as well. So.
Oh, did it surpass 100K?
It's at 99.
Oh my gosh.
It's close.
Wow.
I'm
sorry to. Sorry, what's that?
Oh, Bitcoin. That's the digital fiat currency.
Yeah.
I hope I haven't interrupted. I know that everyone was in their zone having a chat just before, but I did. I wanted to come in and talk about something which I mentioned a few days ago or something like that. And by the way, that last time I was actually on, that was my phone that was ringing, and it completely dominated my phone. I had to get out.
No,
because I couldn't hear anything. So
that's cool. You said that, man, and I didn't have no smoke for you, so you straight.
Yeah. Well, I think my voice may have even been like cut down to like 1/4 of the sound, so I could only barely hear my own voice, and the ringing was just dominating. I couldn't concentrate. So.
Oh nah, bro. Ain't no love lost over here. You straight, bro.
Yeah, I know, but I think that Plain Reality was essentially teabagging me for the next 10 minutes because I ducked out, and everyone was like, "Oh, he rage quit." No, the phone cut in. I was on for 20 minutes. So
be like, let the records show that Swallow FE rage quit.
You know? Due to a phone call.
Yeah, right. Yeah, That's what they all say. It's always a phone call. It's like, let me stop.
Yeah, but you did hear the ringtone. I mean, everyone was saying, "Is that your phone?" No, it's not my phone. You know, so it was my phone.
Yeah, man. So we're just talking about the reality of things, everything being flat. You obviously thinking everything's curving, but it is what it is. We can't change your mind. I think you already know what the deal is. You know what time it is, man. That's what it is. But
yeah, it's 5 p.m.
No, I mean, what we mean by you know what time it is where I'm from.
Yeah, I know.
You understand what's going on.
Devil's advocate.
How'd you like that video I put out earlier today, Vlad?
Yeah, like I saw it and I was driving. I was trying to get it. I was like, what did he say? Like I heard something in the background.
That was it. I didn't say anything. That's the whole point. I was discussing the most important issues facing us today and staying within YouTube's terms of service agreement.
Oh,
so I just sat there silent for a minute and said, "All right, well, thanks for coming."
Hey, can I just say, I can't see the names up on the screen, but can I say that both your arms have both disappeared? So does that mean that you're not reality? What's the go there?
I am infinite awareness, having an experience as a dude up on a space station with a Chinese dude that doesn't move.
Oh, you're on the Chinese one, are you? So it's not the
ISS. Yeah. But I mean, they got most of the parts up here from Wish, and you know.
Well, you got some magic arms there. They can reappear whenever you want.
Yo, man, I bought my little girl. I bought her these toys. There's this cartoon that she likes, right? And it's got these characters in it, and they look pretty cool. And I used to have a Wish app, and I was like, ooh, I see these characters on Wish. Let me buy them. I bought them, and I bought a bunch of SpongeBob characters, right? And I love SpongeBob. My SpongeBob characters came in. I was like, oh, snap, this is the real thing. I looked them over and they looked great. They were amazing. Now I'm waiting for her characters to come in. Her characters came and I was like, why does this dude have a cape? The character does not have a cape. I was like, why is this dude black? The character is white. I said, what is, and then I was like, hey, sweetheart. And at the time, my daughter was like 7 years old. I was like, sweetheart, here you go. She was like, Dad, what's this? I was like, oh, I forgot I forgot the name of the cartoon. I was like, oh, it's these guys. She was like, yeah, Dad, it looks like these are Chinese toys. These aren't good at all. She was like, you got the Chinese quality stuff, man. That's not good. And I felt so embarrassed. Like I never felt so, like you ever felt so embarrassed you started to get hot underneath the collar?
Yeah, man.
Like my daughter, when she said that, I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh, well, it's the same kind of. And she was like, yeah, but Shot Noir is not black, but he's black over here. And I was like, damn, man. I was so embarrassed. I was like, yeah, well, I guess you're right. I was like, damn.
Yeah, you ain't got no choice but throwing out. Yeah.
Yeah, buying some knockoff damn Chinese toys, man.
You said you like SpongeBob?
I love SpongeBob.
Did you know that each one of the characters is based off of one of the 7 deadly sins?
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, man.
Are you serious?
I'm serious, man.
Mr. Krabs is obviously greed.
There you go.
No.
Vanity. The squirrel is vanity.
Really?
The squirrel is vanity. You've got gluttony. You've got sloth. Envy is the plankton.
Oh wow! And he's green.
Yeah.
What's SpongeBob and Patrick Star then?
SpongeBob is lust.
Lust.
Nice.
Wow. And Patrick is gluttony?
Yep. As well as sloth.
And
yeah, he doesn't want to do anything. Yeah, man, it's just like that's all on purpose. I think it's ingenious and it works too. You know, it's like, wow, what was he really thinking with this? You know, and that's quite a premise to base a cartoon on. Let's base a cartoon on the 7 deadly sins.
Wow. And it's a genius cartoon because I mean everybody grew up loving SpongeBob. I didn't experience SpongeBob until I was like 28 years old. And it had me rolling. And I was like, why am I watching cartoons? I'm a grown-ass man. And I was like, but this stuff, you can't get enough of it. But now you're telling me this? I'm like, damn, man. It's like
I agree. SpongeBob is really, really good. I wouldn't mind just asking you, do you ever watch Ren and Stimpy?
Oh yeah.
I loved Ren and Stimpy.
Now that was really, really warped, and you know, it was pretty sick sometimes. And there are there's subtones in it which you don't pick up as a kid. No doubt about it.
Oh yeah. Don't whiz on.
Oh man, that one where he was if you look at it, it was a thing he was doing. I forget how it went. I had a clip of it someplace, but where he was making Stimpy saw wood or something. The way he was doing it, it looked like he was pounding him in the ass.
He was humping him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's man, that cartoon was dangerous.
You know who my favorite character was?
Silence, I kill you.
Ren and Stimpy?
Powdered Toast Man. He was the funniest.
Oh yeah,
man. I used to sit with my girlfriend smoking weed and watching Beavis and Butthead, and that fucking that show would crack me up. Yeah, I swear to God, Beavis and Butthead Do America. I'll still watch that from time to time. That fucking movie is hilarious, man. Have you ever seen it?
Nah, that movie, But I remember them on MTV.
It's funny as shit. It's got some big names. Bruce Willis does one of the voices. Demi Moore is a voice in it. Robert Stack plays the FBI agent.
Oh
He's
my
all right.
God!
Give him a cavity
Unsolved
search.
mystery.
Make it. He says, give him a cavity search. Go hard and deep. Don't stop till you feel the back of their throat.
Yeah, Pinky and the Brain. I watched that too. I was just thinking about it before too.
It's fucking hilarious. You know, they're there at the Hoover Dam, you know, to see this great wonder of, you know, on this tour. And instead they're inside the bathroom, more fascinated with the automatic flush toilets, playing with them.
Them dudes, like I did not understand Beavis and Butthead. Like I'd sit there watching them and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And it used to come on late, but this is when we had cable for like 2 months. My parents were like, yeah, we ain't paying for this shit no more. I'm like, God dog, man. Yeah.
Well, listen, I'd have them call me up like Comcast or something. And what the hell, if I ain't got nothing to do, I like fucking with telemarketers and shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
And this guy was like, yeah, we got this package and he's got all these thousands of channels and all that. And I says, no, I'm not interested in that. He goes, well, what? He says, why not? And I was like, well, what good is, you know, 5,000 channels of shit? Here's what happens. You go through 5,000 channels of shit and you pick the least shittiest of all the shit, which is still shit.
Yep.
And you want me to pay you for that? I'm not interested, man.
Yep.
You know, and they don't understand. I had a guy come over to my house one time and he goes, turn on the news. I said, I don't have TV. He goes, what do you mean you don't have TV? How do you get the news? I says, what do I need the news for? Well, how do you know what's going on? I says, how do you know what's going on? He says, because of the news. I said, no, you're just misinformed as to what's going on.
Yeah, right. Nobody need to know that some of that bullshit. Yeah, man.
I gotta admit, I agree. I decided maybe back in 2010 or something like that whenever you do watch the news, it's all doom and gloom anyway. There's apart from maybe catching the weather or the sports or something like that, there is nothing that actually impacts you at all. I mean, there might be some bomb strike in some country you've never even heard about. None of it matters. So watching the news is just sucks. So I don't know why people even bother.
Well, it's carefully orchestrated harvesting of human psychic emotional energy. Now, the most powerful way to do that is to get a large group of people. You can do this in mass or not, as long as you get them all to have the same emotional response at the same time in an area. Okay, that's all you have to do. And so if you watch what's going on in the news, they are playing your emotions like an orchestra. Today, 3 dead teenagers were found at the hand of a crazy man with a machete. But first, here's this cute adoptable puppy that's looking for a home. Here's Jenna to tell you more. And then they come back and they get you with tornado seasons among us, and we might have to be careful. You see, it's just a constant orchestral conducting of your collective human psychic emotional energy, all at your regularly scheduled programming time.
Yeah, I actually did a speech. I actually did a speech
for your meds.
Yeah, sorry. I actually did a speech at a Bitcoin conference last year, and I actually said that fear is one of the most strongest, controlling emotions, and they use it. They weave it quite well, right? And I said that the number one combative unit to be able to bring down fear is memes. You can destroy fear with memes, like a bullet straight to the heart. And so this is what I stand by. Memes are absolute killers when it comes to that sort of stuff. You got to make people laugh, and you got to make people laugh at those people who are telling the bullshit to you.
Yep.
The age-old adage that laughter's the best medicine.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I even said that, like, if you had a king on a throne, right, he could go out there and cut the heads off of X amount of people who he didn't like, right? But the Joker was always had a seat right beside the king, and
Yes.
he could say anything that he wanted, so long as it was funny, and they would just keep laughing. But I mean, he was fucking insulting them,
Yeah.
but they'd laugh at it, and so he continued to get a seat beside the crown. So, laughter has power, lots of power.
Yeah. Did you ever notice how a jester's hat? You ever look at a jester's hat?
Yeah,
It's fucking king's crown. It's a caricature of a king's crown.
sure.
Yeah, it's an extension. And the floppiness obviously makes it look silly, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Flaccid.
Mm.
See, it's like
Yeah, exactly. Just and it's flaccid. It's not perky and upright. It's just
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, someone, there was a lightning guy. He keeps on coming up on the chat. He
his
keeps
question-
asking me about my sunrises. And yes, it's true.
Yes.
Like I said a few weeks ago, it's true.
So sea lightning, yeah. Sea lightning. I forget where sea lightning is from. I
What
forget. I
nano
thought he was
CBD talking about here? Down to 61 visitors. Are we watching a video regarding curvature? Well, sure. Would you like to come up and talk about some curvature?
No, we're talking
Well-
about Ren and Stimpy and SpongeBob.
Yeah, we've come we've come towards the end of the of tonight's production, Nano. Because you showed up, Nano. Look, man, motherfucker, you showed up late tonight, man.
Right.
Nano be showing up late sometimes, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, I'm late. How come y'all ain't talking about flat Earth no more?" Like, man, we was talking about that most of the night, man. You just showed up late because you wanted to go party, which we have no problem with that.
No.
How come y'all ain't talking about flat Earth then? Damn. Like,
Go
come on,
back.
man.
Rewind.
Yeah. Push the rewind button, family. Nano CBD and Nano CBD's one of the day ones, man.
Oh, I gotta
Nano
agree
CBD
with that. I like Newhart too, man. Newhart was a fucking funny as shit. Bob
the
Newhart.
Bob Newhart show. You
That
know he just recently
deadpan
died.
humor. Yeah, I know. His deadpan humor. I love deadpan humor. Where it's just like, he wasn't really. It was more his reactions and shit, and the way that he would, question, and it was like, that's, I don't know. He was a genius. He was a comedic genius. I love Bob Newhart.
show.
Hey, can I respond to one of the things Dojo said? I saw it popped up just before. He said that the globe is the number one fear tactic. I mean, even this number one just said it just now. All fear tactics on globe, but I don't get that. There's no. Where's the fear? I don't get it. Maybe it's a topic for another day, but I don't.
Well,
see
I
any
know what
It's
you're
reason
subject
for
to
fear.
random
I know what he's
destruction
saying.
at any time that we're spinning through
Yeah.
space at thousands
Okay.
of miles an hour.
Right.
Any
Yeah, but I mean,
second,
at the
one
same
of
time, I
those
mean,
right
you could say
strike us.
you
Look-
could say the dollar could
look
strike
how
lightning down
often-
on your head. So what's the difference? This is all the
Well,
same.
look how often, though. Look how often people have this tendency to want to have fear over shit they would could do nothing about anyway. Okay.
Okay, but
There's
at the
nothing
same
we can
time,
do about
flat
it, but
earthers
this-
have fear that they can't get to Antarctica because a ship will come out and blow them out of the water. So what are you talking about?
Well,
There's
I
it's part and
I'm
parcel,
trying to
you know?
get there. I'm trying to get there. I really am. Okay. So what I'm saying is that, how often do you see these little stories running through the news? Oh, an asteroid the size of New York City will narrowly miss the Earth Wednesday.
Yeah.
Keeping in your
Right,
mind
right.
that one of these things, and they always want to tell you in the article, if an asteroid of this size and magnitude were to strike the Earth, this, and this would happen. Okay.
Mhm.
And so they've constantly in the back of your mind is this idea that, oh my God, a big magic outer space rock might kill us all just like the dinosaurs.
Yep.
Okay. Also, is a good way to keep you helpless, a feeling of helplessness, even hopelessness. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah. I mean, sure.
definitely.
I get it. Yeah, the whole asteroid thing. I mean, there's been movies about it forever. I mean, like
That whole thing they tell you to get you all geeked up about fucking dinosaurs when you're a little kid, and then tell you, yeah, but now they're all fucking dead because of a big rock from space came down and killed them all.
Flatten
but
them.
I mean, in all honesty,
And it could happen to us at any time. So
in all honesty, when you walk down the street and you go to the shops, do you just honestly think that an asteroid's going to hit us today?
you don't have to actively,
No.
consciously think it. If it's in your subconscious, you're thinking it.
Yeah, but I don't think about it myself. What do you think? So that's the
That's
thing. I mean,
because
I
you're
went to the
not
shop
aware
before.
of
I'd never.
you're not aware of the subconscious thoughts.
Well,
Your subconscious is working wholly independent of your frontal part of your brain all the time. All the time.
I don't care about asteroids. Like I know that some asteroids pass by us every now and then, but most of the time that
Well,
they're
you
about like
shouldn't.
2 moon
You
distances
know
away,
why?
so it's
Because
not worth it.
real. That's why you shouldn't bother
Okay,
fearing it,
okay,
because it's not real.
let's take it.
Yeah, they're
Let's take
filling
it
up
from
your
my
head with
perspective
shit that
first,
isn't
right?
real.
Ain't nothing hitting this earth, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I
okay,
like.
let's just
One
take
of
it
the
from one
bigger
perspective.
one of the bigger asteroids or one of the bigger things to hit the earth and cause much damage is the one in Tunguska.
Never
right?
hit.
Ain't
It
nothing
didn't
hit.
hit.
Exactly. They ain't nothing hit the earth. They said it blew up above. You know what? With all the shit we're starting to find outside, this is what I sincerely believe. There might have been a village over there and it was just destroyed. If something was destroyed, very well
Right.
could have been a village over there that they just destroyed.
We are only who actually saw it.
Exactly. That's another
Okay.
thing. 1908. This is in 1908. They said this occurred.
Mhm.
And they were like, "Oh, it just destroyed everything." Like, well,
Mhm.
what did you film it? What happened? What's going on? How
I
did you
agree that the anomaly of the way these trees are laying down is rather suspicious indeed. Yes. Wow. But to automatically conclude that it was because of some magical space rock that came in somehow through, I don't know how it got through the necessary containment of a closed system, but just to conclude that that's what occurred is really ridiculous. It really is.
Okay, like can I just I'll finish off my
What you got?
perspective just
Yeah,
before,
go
right?
ahead,
So
man.
I follow a guy on Twitter and he does simulations of trajectories, right? And sometimes you might say, "Oh, we've detected a particular asteroid or whatever, and it's got a number or whatever, but it's going to pass by like about 4 moon distances away from us, and it might be like 50 meters wide." That sort of stuff, that's never going to come into my mind as being something to worry about, because if there ever has been anything that's come down, most of the time you see them streak through the sky and they burn up. So we've got a pretty damn good sort of defense system as it is. When it hits the air, it it hits it like what most people say, 1,700 miles per hour, and it obliterates as soon as it hits the atmosphere. So why would I fear it? I don't fear it.
Well,
That's
wait a
hilarious
second.
because we
Wait a
have
second.
that's hilarious
You
because
got a
we
lot
have
of Narnia. You
we
got
have
a
Thanks for
lot
laughing
of.
at me, but I was just trying to give you a
I got
clean
you. I got
perspective.
you. I got
Clean
you. And
perspective.
I know where you're at, but there's a lot of Narnia involved with that, even that thought process right there.
Absolutely.
Why?
Not
Why?
nothing tangible you can actually.
All right, so you're saying
What are you
that
talking
you're
about? How many times have you seen how many times have you seen someone show a video of an asteroid? There was one that flew over. One
what
that
do you
flew
mean
over
a video of an
Portugal.
asteroid plate?
Like
Hold on.
a
I'm
couple of
really
shooting
trying to
star
get you
going
to
through
learn.
Portugal. Some woman was taking a selfie of herself, and then suddenly a whole bunch of shit was streaking over her head. It
Okay,
happened.
so a whole bunch of shit was streaking over her head.
Yes,
All right,
it could have been anything, but I
there
mean,
you go.
but I mean,
There
there's
you
footage.
go. There you
yeah,
go.
we've seen, I'm sure you've seen stuff.
Did
like a
she
whole-
look? Did she have ravaging fear going through her eyes?
I've watched asteroid or meteor showers.
Yeah,
What they
we
call
just had
meteor
one a
showers.
couple of
I've
nights
watched
ago.
those. Now,
Yeah.
I mean,
what evidence or proof do I have that those are actually rocks from a place that violates the second law of thermodynamics and is scientifically impossible,
Exactly.
and coming into the obviously closed thermodynamic system of the Earth? Why would I believe that? What would give me any reason to think that those things I see in the sky are that?
well, you wouldn't, because at the very beginning of what you just said, you said, "What evidence do I have?" And I don't think that you've got any evidence, so there's nothing to talk about.
Right. Well, I mean, why would I even have that train of thought in the first place?
Well, no, of course not. You don't think about it.
Well, I mean, why would I think that anything could come in from outer space or go out to outer space? How is that possible? How can matter travel to and from a closed system?
What do you mean by closed system?
Thermodynamic closed system. There are three
What,
types.
what,
Okay?
what is your closed system?
You have an open system. You have a closed system. They cannot be one and both. Okay, you can have an open system, a closed system, or the isolated system. The isolated system is only theoretical at this point, and the best example that we have to it today, I would say, is the Yeti cooler or the really good thermos bottles. Okay.
Okay.
So we're not an isolated system. We are obviously a closed system because energy can transfer between the systems, but matter cannot. If matter could transfer between these systems, we would all be dead and we would not be having this conversation right now.
I still don't understand what system you're actually talking about.
I'm talking about the Earth system.
Are you talking about the air we breathe? Is that essentially what you're talking about?
100%.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that you don't have any proof of a real firmament.
I don't need proof of the firmament.
I'm sorry,
hold on.
Wait a minute.
Listen to me.
There could be a closed system.
Listen to me. Okay. If I have a T-bone steak in front of me, I know that T-bone steak came from a cow. I don't need to see the cow. I don't need to know the cow's name. I don't need to know what color fur he had or anything else about the cow to determine that this steak came from a cow. Knowing full well that a dynamic fluid pressure system such as we live in requires containment in order to exist means that there has to be physical containment of the atmos we breathe, or we would not be breathing it.
Well, look, I think that's fundamentally false. But I mean, that's not what I got on today.
Fundamentally, it's absolutely.
It's fundamental. Okay, it's fun. I believe it's fundamentally false.
Okay.
You tell me something.
Okay.
Why?
Okay, Vlad. I see you shaking your head. I know.
No. I want to know why would you think that's not
But that's
true?
the thing. Let me talk then. Let me talk without all the.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so down where you are, down where I am, right? We're breathing air, which is 15 psi.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
But again, we have this from Sea Lightning. He is asking.
Oh yeah.
Again. All right. So if you can answer that, please, and then.
Okay. Sorry.
Yes.
No. Sea Lightning. He must be Bitcoin. I can tell. Okay. So yes, it's summertime, right? Well, it's almost summertime right now for me. Right now. Now, yes, the sun will be rising in the southeast, and it will be setting in the southwest.
Okay.
And for me in Melbourne, when it's at meridian straight overhead, it will be over in the northern side. Does that make sense? So it comes down from the southeast and it goes up and sort of passes overhead, but it's actually leaning north when I'm during the middle of the day, during lunchtime. And when it sets, it will cast down towards the southwest.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what
it matches what we're doing on the sun calculator thing. And I mean, this is what I actually did want to come in to show you that, that Andrew Marsh thing I was mentioning to you like 2 weeks ago.
A couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to actually show you it because it's got some really cool things on it. But I mean, I'll answer this question, right?
Yes, please answer that question, please.
Okay.
Please.
Okay, so
there
you go. Thank you. He says thank you. All right. So okay, so down where we breathe, I'm guessing most of you guys are pretty close to sea level, right? Mm-hmm. The air we breathe is roughly about 14.9 or 15 psi in pressure. Right, so that means 15 pounds of air pressure is pushing against our body at all times, right? Mm-hmm. You go halfway up a mountain, you're probably going to reach about 7 psi of pressure. Okay, and if you're one of those people who goes up to the top of Mount Everest, right, you have to go and take a breathing mask, because the pressure is up at that level. Adds about 5 psi. Mm-hmm. Right, if you get an aeroplane, right, and you're flying at cruising altitude, which I think it's like 35,000 feet, 36,000 feet, something like that.
Sure, yeah.
You're probably
on a commercial airplane, right?
Yeah, commercial. Yeah, commercial.
Right.
You're probably heading in maybe the
33.
4 to. I don't know if it gets close to 3, but maybe 4 pounds of pressure per square inch.
Right. You can't live in that. You
Now,
can't breathe that.
yeah, you can't breathe that. Yeah, as soon as the window blows out,
And incidentally, it's not due to the lack of materials to breathe. It's due to the lack of pressure against your body that allows you to breathe.
That's right. Yeah, because you start boiling. As soon as you start passing a certain point,
you're not
the
going to
air
boil
gets
it
thin,
that hard.
your skin gets dry, boiling points
Yeah,
drop.
you will.
You start to, your blood literally starts to boil.
Yes, you can reach boiling temperature at a much lower temperature when you're
it doesn't get hot.
boiling.
It doesn't get hot.
Sorry,
it's not due to the heat. You can actually put water in a vacuum chamber, and as you reduce the temperature in that chamber, the water will begin to boil. You can have a thermometer sticking in that water, and the temperature of that water doesn't rise.
Yeah, but I started with the word boiling, so boiling is part of that, right? So if you are up at that height, the water will boil at a lower temperature.
Yeah.
Okay, you agree with that?
Like below body temperature.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what. I don't know what temperature it is when it's at aeroplane height. I don't know. Maybe it's like 30 degrees. I don't know.
Yeah, and so what I was saying was that even as you climb, you basically start to evaporate. Your body begins evaporating.
Well, no, sorry, we're not. I don't know. This is a little bit off topic. Evaporating. I don't entirely think we evaporate.
Boiling.
No.
You're
we're a big water bag.
So yes, and so a couple of things a couple of things. All right, give me a second. Sorry, give me a second. And so a couple of things is that your body starts to, in the dive community, we call it off gassing. So all the gas in your body basically starts to evaporate. Yeah, that's what's happening. You're boiling. Your body starts to evaporate. What is this thing? What is that thing? I've seen this before.
Look at that water boiling up into that other chamber. Can you see this?
Yeah, I see that.
And only with the heat of my hand. So let me show you what's going on here. Okay. The liquid was down here. The liquid was down in the bottom of the bulb. Okay. And it's now up into the top, and it's slowly coming back down. So what had happened there was I warmed the air in the bottom of this thing. And then because of the expansion of the air, because of the heat, just that little bit of heat, forced that liquid up that straw into the other chamber. It had nowhere else that it could go because the air inside here was expanding. Now it's staying up here because this hasn't quite cooled down enough to allow the volume of liquid to come down, but I can change that rather quickly. I can force it down merely by adding just a little bit of warmth to the top. Now this time it'll go up a little slower because it's already warm up in the top, but eventually all of it's going to go up into there. Okay, so boiling is not a react, it's just a symptom of heat and other things.
I get it and I agree.
Okay.
I get it, I agree. So at the moment my son's pestering me to get on the computer. So I wouldn't mind just wrapping up what I've actually said. So
yeah, go ahead. I apologize for interrupting, though. Go ahead.
That's fine. I know. I mean, it was a good demonstration.
So you're basically,
I'm glad people were seeing it.
You could take it to this point. So you saying that there is a air pressure gradient? Yes, I've heard this argument.
Yes, there's an air pressure gradient, and you agree with that?
Yes, absolutely. There is absolutely. Okay, but keep in mind, what kind of a gradient is it? A pressure
it's
gradient.
Sort of inverse exponential.
Wait. Pressure cannot be its own source. Pressure cannot be its own source. An effect cannot be its own source. Okay? So pressure is an effect. We have a adjective in front of that gradient, pressure gradient. So something has to be causing the pressure in order for there to be a gradient. Now I can take a pressurized cylinder of gas and I can heat one end of it and cool the other end of it and create a pressure gradient within that cylinder. As we rise in elevation, we start having the effects of temperature, dispersal area, we're much further away from the source of the production of the gases on the Earth, and we start losing elements. Okay, so we are looking at the results of pressure dropping due to temperature, dispersal area, and compositional makeup as per Dalton's law. Okay, and what Dalton's law tells us is that the mixture of a gas is the sum product of the individual pressures of each one of the ingredients in that gas. So as we rise in elevation, we start to lose some of these elements. One of them primarily is going to be water. That's going to also contribute to a drop in pressure. And we also get a drop in temperature as a result of that. If you don't believe that water vapor has a lot to do with the temperatures on Earth, just go into a sauna and then pour water on the hot rocks and see how fast your ass gets out of that fucker because it's hot. Okay. So we start losing that. We also have a larger dispersal area. So these are the factors that are working together in this dynamic system that create this so-called pressure gradient. But pressure still of a gas still requires containment. And because otherwise you would exert no pressure on you when you displaced it. It would just move freely and expand to allow your body to occupy its space. But because it is confined, as your body displaces it, that air desperately wants to either go out of the container or be where you are. And neither of those things can happen. So it exerts pressure against your body.
Yeah.
In all directions. As it's
and then
displacement.
And then the more pressure you apply to your body with that air around it, you're gonna force some of that gas inside of your body. This is how people get nitrogen narcosis.
Mm-hmm.
This is how you put them under pressure in water
while
they're breathing a mixture of air. Well, it's not even a mixture of air.
Without this contained atmos, without this specific pressure
atmosphere
that we have, we wouldn't even have liquid water. There would be no liquid water anywhere because of the fact that it needs to be under pressure in order to be in a liquid form.
Can I finish? Because my son wants a computer. Sorry.
Swallow, man. Go ahead, bro, man. Go
sorry,
ahead.
I know the time constraints, but I just want to finish my point.
yeah. I apologize, man. Please go ahead.
I mean, one thing I also like to start talk about too, which I never really hear that much. You know, back when I was 15 and stuff, I actually used to work at a petrol station, right? And they used to always tell me you got to be careful with liquid petroleum gas, right? Because liquid petroleum gas actually just floats on the floor. You can't detect it because you have to get down really low to smell it.
Okay.
And so, yeah, it's a very big danger at petrol stations, right? Because it just walks on the floor because it effectively only comes up about 1 foot up to your knee height.
Okay.
Right? And there's no container at your knees keeping it down. Now, anyway, can I finish what I was talking about?
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, I know, but there was I think that guy's talking to. I don't know. He's muted anyway. Okay, so
he can't say he's.
Yeah, sorry.
My microphone's been sitting here muted, man.
Yeah.
Okay,
just
just
tell us your story, man. That's all.
Yeah, we're all muted. We're on mute.
Yep. As airplanes continue to go up high, I mean, you know the airplanes that can go beyond max speed, like the Bluebirds and stuff like that.
Okay,
those ones can go up much higher, right? And they can detect the air pressures. Huh? Is it Bluebird or Blackbird? Blackbird. Yeah. Okay. So most of those ones can go up much higher, and the air pressure is even lower. I mean, the Concorde had to go higher than the old 747 because the air pressure was much lower.
Right.
Now, this air pressure is actually, it's sort of like the rate that is actually going up is not consistent. It's more of a sort of an inverse exponential. So, yeah. So if you think about it like, I don't know, like it's the pressure down at the low end sort of, goes down at a medium speed but
Okay.
as it gets higher and higher and higher, it gets thinner and thinner and thinner.
Right.
To the point where, once you're above like 60 kilometers high, maybe even 90 kilometers high, it's down to like, 0.1 of pounds of pressure per square
Pounds
inch.
per square inch. Right.
Right. Now, when you're at 100 kilometers high, which is called the Kármán line,
Right.
there's no need for a container when the pressure is like 0.001 psi.
Is it 100?
Why would you need a container to hold in something that's 0.001 psi?
Wait. Is it 100
So
meters?
where are you getting this
100 kilometers.
0.001? Wait, where are you getting this ridiculous pressure from? Where are you getting? And what
All you need to do
instruments-
is look on
what
a pressure
instruments are
website.
you? No,
Shit.
listen to me now. You just told the biggest fucking fairy tale I ever heard in my life. Okay, what proof do you have of that? What instruments are used in an aircraft to detect what the pressure up there is? You can't use a standard barometer down like we're using. Okay,
Not no aircraft.
and
Aircraft
especially from a
pressurized.
moving fucking platform. Okay, I'm sorry, that dog doesn't hunt. This is all.
Sorry,
Wait a
you
second,
can't
this is
say
bullshit.
that
No,
that's
it's
false. You've
bullshit.
got to go
Yes,
on a
I
website and
can.
find it.
I can say that you don't have any substantiated proof of the nonsense that you were told that you're regurgitating to me right now. Now, even if there is a
No.
pressure gradient, what did I say
Talk to someone who knows things about air pressure.
antecedent? What did I tell you the fucking antecedent to pressure was? Remember, pressure is the antecedent to gradient, right? And containment is the antecedent of pressure. What is doing the pressing? It cannot be the source of its own effect.
I've got an answer for you, but you're not going to like it.
Gravity, right? Show me
Yes.
demonstrable evidence or proof.
Yes,
Show me-
gravity.
I love that big
Gravity.
G, baby.
Wait a second,
How's
wait a
that
second.
meme
I
go?
knew it was going there.
I
Gravity,
love
you
that.
idiot. Gravity.
Not
I
only can
love-
you not
Hey.
only
I love
can
that
you not
big G.
prove
Throw a
gravity,
tennis ball up in the sky.
yeah.
What happens to it? It goes down.
Okay, throw a tennis ball.
Right? Throw some
down
water in the
while
sky.
you're
What happens?
underwater.
It goes down.
Throw a tennis ball down while you're underwater. Why doesn't it go down to the ground?
Buoyancy. But that's
Oh,
another
really?
fucking
Well,
topic
thank
altogether.
you. Not
No,
gravity.
no,
No, it's not.
it's
No,
not.
no,
Not
no,
gravity,
buddy.
right?
Sorry.
Okay,
No.
so listen, not only can't you prove gravity,
Little g
you
is in the
cannot prove gravity.
equation.
Listen to me. You
Oh,
can't
it's not,
prove
dude. No,
gravity
Little G's
having
bullshit.
any effect on a gas whatsoever.
Are you
None.
flying?
You cannot demonstrate a specific volume of any gas without containment. Never will you ever be able to demonstrate.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Did we not just agree maybe 20 minutes ago, because you had a 10-minute rant? Did we
About
not just
gradient?
agree that when we're at the top of Mount Everest, it's 5 pounds of pressure per square
Doesn't fucking
inch?
matter.
Where's the
pressure
container
cannot be the
between
source of
ground
its
level
own
and
effect.
Mount Everest?
Pressure
Where's the
cannot be-
container?
What's it?
What do you
Wait,
Come
mean,
on,
where's
there's the
the
container
container?
between
You're still in
here
the-
and Mount Everest.
You're still in the same system, dipshit.
It's the same.
No,
That's
you're
like-
not.
Have
Yes,
you ever?
you
Okay, what
are.
happens?
Yes,
The
you are.
pressure
Let me ask you something.
gradient is
What
going
happens-
up. There's no
listen to me.
containers.
What happens when you go deeper and deeper underwater, and why does the pressure?
The pressure
increase?
goes up.
Oh, the
Yes, the
pressure
pressure
goes up.
goes
It goes
Why?
up to the point
Why?
where it crushed
Why
those
does it
people
go
like
up?
a year ago.
Why does it go up?
Gravity.
Gravity?
that's not-
No.
Yeah, because all the water is sitting on top of other
No,
water.
it's-
More
the
water is
pressure
sitting on top of
listen,
more
the
water.
ambient
Pressure
It
is not
ambient.
exerted downward on you in the water.
And what's
Pressure
pushing
is
that water
not
down?
exerted down on you in the
What's
water.
pushing the water
It's
down?
exerted in on you at
What's
all
pushing the water
vectors.
down?
It
What's
goes
pushing the
in
water
on
down?
you.
What's
No, it
pushing the water
doesn't.
down?
No, it isn't.
Isn't
No,
water
he's saying-
finding its
Then why
level?
does
Hmm?
it?
No.
Then
Isn't
why
water
does
finding its
why
level?
does why does
The
stuff
water-
crush in instead of
It's water
flat?
finding its level. It's going down.
Why
It's
does
gravity pulling
why
it.
do things crush in at deep pressure instead of flatten?
Yeah, because it's about 10 football fields of water on top of you.
It's all
Yeah.
around you.
It's
You're
around
displaced.
you.
Yeah, it's all
around
compacting
you.
on top of you. It's
No,
like being in a crowd of 100
it's
people and there's
not.
No, it's
100
not,
people
dude.
above you.
Dude, stop arguing and listen to stop for a second. Stop
It's
hollering. at
not
me, dude.
exclusive, bro. The pressure is exerting itself in on you due to displacement on all vectors inward
right.
on your body. Why?
That's
Because the
it.
water desperately wants to be where you are.
That's
Okay?
right. Just like
You
a pile of
are-
100
listen,
bodies,
No,
everyone
you
wants
are
to be where you are.
displacing a greater amount the deeper you go. The same thing on Earth. You're displacing a greater amount than you are when you go up.
Yep.
Okay? That's no brainer. The bottom line is pressure cannot be the source of its own effect. Nothing can be the source of its own effect. So in order to have a pressure gradient, you have to have pressure. And the natural antecedent to gas pressure is containment. If you don't,
Okay, here you go. Stop.
Ask your mechanic. If
remember how I said at 100 kilometers, the pressure is 0.01 or thereabouts. Where is the pressure from the top?
Or not?
Where is the container pressure from the top if that pressure is 0.01?
Holy fucking God. Where is the container for the pressure difference between the bottom of the ocean and the surface? Where's the containers in there, dumbass?
Where's the container at 100 kilometers?
About displacement.
Where is it?
Where? There's no container in the ocean either, is there? There's not one there making a gradient there, is there?
That's right. You can go and touch the top of the water.
Well, we have different pressures, don't we? Why?
Well,
because they're a
mass,
volume. No, not mass.
Mass, liquid, and gas. Sorry, let me finish what I was going to say. Mass, liquid, and gas have different mechanisms.
Of course they do. We're talking about gas.
Yeah.
And
mass just wants to be where it is. Liquid can flush where it is. And gas goes wherever
dynamics. Fluid. What does fluid mean? What does fluid mean?
Liquid.
No, it doesn't. What does fluid mean?
Gas could be a fluid as well.
Yeah, well, gas can be a fluid. It all depends on how on its
fluid
on
is
how
a
dense it is.
characteristic of a material, and it incorporates liquids, it incorporates gases, and sometimes plasma. But that's a different state of matter too. Liquid and gas are two separate states of matter. However, they both display fluid properties. To treat gases as a contiguous mass is as stupid as thinking sand is a contiguous mass. It's made up of individual independent particles that don't give a fuck about one another.
Yeah, and each piece of sand is pushing down on the sand below it.
Yeah, we'll try to pick up the beach with a net.
Sorry.
Try to pick up the fucking beach with a net. It's not a contiguous mass.
This is taking too long. My kid wants to jump on the computer.
You're probably forgetting because you're just getting dumber and dumber every day.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
All right, Swallow. All right,
hey,
Swallow.
I'll pass it off. I'll pass it off later. It's been lovely to come in and say hello again to you.
Yeah. It's
I would like to talk about that Andrew Marsh website one day. So
sure.
Obviously, it's a very crowded house tonight, so I'll pass it over.
Okay. All right. Do your thing, bro.
I'll have a chat in probably the comments or something, and we'll talk about something. All right?
Yeah. You have a good one, man. Take care, man.
You have a good night. See you later.
Yeah. You as well, man.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
When Socrates got called into court and he was given the option of hemlock or exile, he didn't bring his chillins with him.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, my bad, Roger. Yeah,
you got my gravity. You got my gravity. Man. I knew he was going there. Well, what the fuck? Oh, gravity.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He straight called me a liar last time he was in here, and I didn't lie to him.
Yeah.
I was waiting for Sove to pop.
He does the most. He does the most. But one thing I've learned, sometimes you gotta let them roll. Let them talk. And then it's like, nah, it don't work. It don't work like that. And then at the end, we prove
know any science. They scream the loudest about science, and they don't know the first fucking thing about the scientific method at all.
Yep.
Oh, I saw some shit in the sky. It must be a rock from space. Sure, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And you already said something can't be the source of itself, and then he goes gravity anyway.
Yeah. And that's the thing. He needed to hear the gravity. It's like his pacifier. So it's like, I'm sorry, man. It's not how it works.
It's the magic duct tape of all the globe. Yours today on sale.